Zulu. Today we are back in the United States and specifically in the state of California, where we're going to be taking a look at this early access Learjet 35A by Flysimware. Flysimware has been around for quite some time. They started development for P3D, and they are behind the excellent GA Cessna Chancellor for Microsoft Flight Sim. And today we have this Learjet in early access. It appears to have been ported from their P3D model. We'll be taking a look at the modeling, of course, but before we begin so, I'd like to welcome all of you guys here in chat. Renan D. Oliveira, welcome aboard, my friend. Hello, Stan. Happy 2024 to you, my friend. Hello, Paul. Welcome aboard. Hello, Andy. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys here. So let me just very quickly brief you on our flight today. We are going to be departing Hollywood Burbank or Bob Hope Reed International. We're going to be heading today to the City of Lights. We're heading to Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude of 31,000 feet. We are going to be departing runway 15 here at Bob Hope Burbank, and through the SLAP 2 departure, through the Meisen transition. And our flight should be about 45 to 50 minutes. We're arriving into Las Vegas today, which is showing favorable weather conditions today. We're going to be arriving through the Renders 2 arrival through the Meisen transition and performing an ILS approach 26 left today at Las Vegas. All right, so first let me so the Learjet, this specific Learjet is one that I was very fond of for P3D by Flysimware. And it is a very unique aircraft, a very special aircraft, without a doubt. It is mainly used for business travel, business and corporate travel, if you will. It's a very popular business jet. It's known for its speed and performance, and it's twin engine capable. It's a twin engine aircraft capable of carrying about 6 to 8 passengers. It has a cruise speed of around 530 miles per hour or 853 kilometers per hour. It's been widely used for private and corporate travel due to its efficiency and reliability. Its design emphasizes speed, range, and versatility, and we're going to be taking a look at those characteristics in our first look on this early access version of the aircraft. Now, I cannot call this a review. It would be unfair to review the aircraft since it is still in early access, but we will conduct a full review once the aircraft is released officially. So if you look at the 3D modeling and the texturing of the aircraft for early access, it is indicative again of the quality that Flysimware normally brings to their add-ons. And you can see here the very detailed texturing on the aircraft. I think from the exterior perspective, the aircraft is pretty much finished. And you can see here, you can take notice of the highly detailed strobe lights. The aircraft fuselage is very, very nicely done. The use of PBR materials is done quite well. You can again see the nice details there on the landing gear. As you can see here, you can see the area underneath the wing there with the bolts and the rivets there on the wing. Very nice texturing overall. I love those wingtips there. And yeah, they are purposeful wingtips. They hold fuel. So I quite like the texturing on the aircraft, the exterior modeling. You can see the engines here. Again, it's early access. It could use a little bit of improvement, but overall, I think it looks pretty good. For early access, I think it is indicative of something of what you'd expect in the final version. And I do hope that they make a little bit of improvements to the exterior modeling, especially the engine area there, to bring the aircraft to a higher level of fidelity. Again, you can see here the nose wheel there. Very, very nice texturing overall from the exterior modeling perspective. Let's move on to the passenger cabin. And for that, we're going to come here. Again, a very nicely modeled passenger cabin. Whoops. All right, let me switch to... All right, so let's take a look at the cockpit, and then we're going to move back to the passenger cabin again. Now, the cockpit is where I think the aircraft needs some serious work. Again, this is not the fidelity that I would expect in the final version, without a doubt. I expect much better panel work. But again, guys, this is early access. The aircraft is quite simple to operate, but currently does not have a manual. There is a checklist in the electronic flight bag, which we will be taking a look at in just a minute. But for the for an early access, I think it's acceptable. But for the final version, I would expect a little bit more fidelity in terms of the 3D cockpit. Moving to the passenger cabin, I must say that it is a very reasonably modeled passenger cabin, and everything is looking pretty good. I don't really mind much the passenger cabin, but I think this one is done fairly well. Again, some nice features there. You can open the sunshades. There, let's open those, and you can open the ones on this side. You can open the door as well. There. There. I'm not sure how this part opens. When you do this, it just doesn't do anything. But anyway, we'll leave that alone for the time being. We can close it from the EFB. Okay. So here's the passenger cabin. There's also some more interactions here within the cabin, which is pretty cool. Very similar to what they have we've seen. I'm not sure which aircraft has this as well. But yeah, the interactivity built into the cabin is pretty good. The texturing overall, again, is, you know, I wouldn't mind if they don't change this in the final version in the passenger cabin, but again, it could use just a little bit more work there on the top panel here to make it a little bit more, you know, more realistic, maybe higher quality. Let's bring up the electronic flight bag, and I think this is, again, not finished. I think some things still need work, but I think it is indicative of what you're going to get in the final version, which is pretty cool. You can have all the aircraft elements here. You can turn on the cabin lights. Obviously, the door is open. We can click here to close it, so you can actually manipulate everything in the within the electronic flight bag. You can also deploy the tables in the cabin, the shades. You can turn them on and off. I don't think this has closed. Let's take a look here. All right, there we go. So I think the first one opened it and the second one closed it. So there we go. You can show the passengers as well. I'm going to leave this on. This is a very good thing that they've included. Now, disable the trim clacker. Now, in order to simulate the realistic sounds of the aircraft of the stabilizer trim, it makes a clacking noise. It just keeps doing click, click, click all the time. So I'm very glad that they've included a option to turn it off. Not very realistic, but I think more practical for flight simming. This is the configuration. So this is how, by the way, let me just show you this here. We can put the covers there, and we can go to the outside, and this is the aircraft with all the static elements deployed. And here we can remove them once more. Excellent. Again, lights in the cabin. All of this is currently functional. All of these guys here are functional, so you can manipulate the doors, you can deploy the tables, and show the passengers or turn them off. This is something that is proprietary to Flysimware. They have it on their Cessna Chancellor as well. And we can see here, Boeing Corp Mike, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us from Logan, New Jersey. Juliet Whiskey, welcome. Glad to have you here. There are 2 click spots on the right doors. Oh, gotcha. Thank you very much. Maybe we'll try to play with that again once we are at Las Vegas once we're ready to let our passengers disembark the aircraft. Hello, Chris. Welcome aboard. Antonio, welcome aboard. I hope in this video I can learn about electric management, because after I lose electric and suddenly it returns. Really? Oh, that's strange. Okay, so back here you can add the payload. Now, the one thing that I hope will be addressed, again, this is early access, is currently you can just add the pilot, co-pilot, but it doesn't really tell you the weight. You can probably figure it out, the weight, by dividing the number of passengers on the next page. But here you can just add the passengers. I'm going to add, here we have Julie. Let's put John here. Let's put Rick and Mark. And we'll put Will here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's sufficient. Then on the next page, you have the weight and balance. Now, we do have the payload, and we do have the fuel. We're going to need just a little bit more fuel. We're going to add fuel to the left tank. Well, let's see here. I'm going to add about 5,000 pounds of fuel for the flight. We need probably a little less than that, but that's okay. That's very sufficient for our flight for sure. Again, you've got everything here in gallons. I'm not sure why you have it in gallons here and in pounds here, but anyway, that's okay. You can visually inspect the amount of fuel you have, which is pretty cool. I do like that. And this is very reminiscent of the EFB and their Cessna Chancellor. So yeah, why reinvent the wheel? If it works, just bring it here. You can also decrease and increase the brightness there, which is pretty cool. And last but not least, in the electronic flight bag is you've got your checklists. And you have everything from the pre-flight, pre-start, start, before taxi. For the purpose of our live stream today, and just in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through these checklists today. I'm just going to sort of wing it. And this is kind of the checklist that I've developed to start up the aircraft and program the navigation and what have you. Now, the aircraft does ship with a number of liveries, and interestingly enough, each livery, if you want the GTN 750, it's a separate livery, and if you want the PMS versus the TDS Garmin devices, it's a separate livery. So there are 3 separate liveries that ship with it. There are more than 3, I think. But I think there are 3 variants. One is with the 530 Garmin device. One is with the TDS Garmin 750. And the one we're going to be using today is the PMS 50 Garmin 750 device. Strange to have this kind of device on this aircraft, but I guess I'm not sure if they're going to, because I know that Flysimware has it has the navigation device for the Learjet in P3D. I think it was a separate add-on, if I recall. But then, you do have a functioning Garmin device in the aircraft. So what we're going to be doing today is Flavinio. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Hello, Matthew. Welcome aboard. Big fan of all the way from Ireland. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Velociraptor, welcome aboard. Kirk Sunley, welcome aboard. And we have also Edoop Zach, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. All right. So what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be starting the aircraft from its cold and dark state. For this, I'm going to remove the yokes for better visibility. And yeah, I mean, the cockpit, I can envisage a much nicer cockpit on final release of the aircraft. By the way, it is available for purchase, so it is early access, and it's available for purchase today. Okay, so let's zoom in here. The first thing we want to do is we're going to turn on the emergency battery, and then we're going to turn on battery 1 and battery 2. Now you can hear all sorts of sounds there. You can see the flap set to flap 8 degrees. And we can turn on now the inverter. And this will bring the aircraft to life, as you can see here. And let's cancel the master caution. And we're going to set the artificial horizon for our climb. Right, let's do that. All right, perfect. Okay, parking brake is currently set. I do like the digital display here. It looks very, very good. This is the clock. It looks really good. I like how the display is here. You've got your weather device here. We're going to just use the magic B button to reset our altimeter. And next, we're going to come here. Let's do a quick scan. There isn't anything. There's no overhead panel, so everything is here. The circuit breakers aren't modeled. They are modeled visually, but they are not functional. My hunch is that Flysimware will model the circuit breakers at some point. So everything here is good. Windshield is not needed. Pitot heat we'll worry about after we. Let's go ahead and start the avionics. And this now, you hear that little sound. And by the way, you hear this sound in the real Learjet as well. All right, so now we have our Garmin device here ready. And we're going to go to flight plan. And we're going to say menu and import. We're going to import the flight from SimBrief. Okay, getting data from SimBrief, please wait. Okay, analyzing import file. And voila. We have the flight plan, and we have our departure here from Hollywood Burbank Airport through the Slab 2 departure, runway 15, and all the way to the arrival into Las Vegas, Nevada, runway 26 left. The only thing we need to do here is we're going to add the approach. The approach here, according to the SimBrief flight plan, is 26 left. So we're going to select the approach. ILS 26 left Zulu is the one we're going to pick. And the transition is the Preno transition. And we're just going to load the approach. All right, so now we have the full flight plan into the Garmin device. We're going to go here, heading up. Heading up, that's fine. All right, perfect. And let's zoom out a little bit. Here we can see our flight plan. And we'll worry about the device, the weather device there. Test the landing gear. Test checks okay. Excellent. And we're going to turn on our beacon lights. Beacon lights on. And everything here looks good. Excellent. Let's set the... we're going to come here to the cabin pressure. Cabin pressure selector. And we're going to set this to 31,000 feet. There we go. And that is set. We have our speed limits here. Excellent. And we are now pretty much ready to start the engines. So we are going to start. I'm not going to use pushback today, so we're just going to use the start. And let me just make sure here everything's okay. Everything here is good. Everything here is good. Okay. One thing that takes a little bit of time is setting the altitude. So let's go ahead and set that to 31,000 feet. For the TXDI 750 user, download the FB from SimBrief and copy that to... Oh, thanks for that. That's really, really useful. Thank you for that. Hello, Kaiser. Welcome aboard, my friend. I really appreciate that, Juliet Whiskey. All right, let's go to 31,000 feet. Should be a nice departure here from this part of California. Lovely, lovely area in California. All right, so 31,000 feet is now set, and we're ready to start our engines. Now, there is a detection here, mock test, mock trim, you know, all of the tests here. This is test off. So, for example, if I go, I don't think this is yet operational. So if I go to fire detection and click here, nothing happens. So that's probably for a future update. Fasten seatbelt and non-smoking signs are illuminated now for the passengers. And let's go ahead and start the engine. All right, so to start the engine, we need the air ignition, left and right, and then we're going to go to start. So we're going to go ignition right, and then start. Start hearing the click. You can see the turbine here spooling up. All right, there we go. Excellent. And now we can put the right generator on and turn off the air ignition for the right engine. We'll just wait for the engine to stabilize. There you can hear the engine sounds. The interior sounds are quite nice. Now you hear this clicking. If we want to get rid of that, we're going to come here to the EFB, and we're going to go to the settings, and we'll disable the trim clacker. You can also disable the N1 and N2 clackers as well. They can get annoying, but they're not as bad as the trim. Okay, so we've got the engine there. And we're going to come down here and turn on the left engine. There we go. Good afternoon, Lone Sparrow 67. Welcome, my friend. All right, and we can now turn off, we'll turn on the left ignition, and the air ignition left is turned off. Perfect. So we have a good start now on both of the engines. This one's still spooling up. All right, in the meantime, we can turn on the stall warning on, and we're going to turn on the pitot heats on. All right, and now the only thing remaining is the pitch trim. Now, for some reason, there we go. All right, so this is what I'm doing here. All right, so we'll just bring that here. And now we should, let's see, the takeoff trim. Did I go a little bit too far? Maybe I did. There we go. Takeoff trim. Now you have no warning signs here. Everything's good. And we are ready to go. So let's turn on our weather radar. There we go. Excellent. We'll put this on where we want it. I don't think this is operational, by the way. This is map. This is weather. But at any rate, it works okay. We're going to turn on... We don't need anything here. All right, so taxi lights is the same as the landing lights. The middle position is the taxi light, and the upper position is the landing light. So that is done, and we are ready to taxi, folks. Let's go ahead and remove the electronic flight bag. And so far, so good. I think the simulation of the aircraft systems is not bad. And again, this is early access, so we can expect lots of improvements as the aircraft develops. All right, we're going to do a right turn from our position. Now, one important thing to do is the steer lock, which is located here. Without it, you will not be able to steer the aircraft. So we're going to click that, and you will see a note here. All right, let me remove the parking brake, and let's give it some power. Can you hear the clicker? No, it's not doing it. Let me click it again. There we go. All right. All right. We are on our way now. Let me just bring the throttles back. Runway 15 is at the end of this taxiway. What do you guys think? It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Yeah. It's nice to have a Learjet for flight sim. And I'm pretty confident that Flysimware will definitely improve this aircraft to bring it to the same level as their Cessna Chancellor. I'm very, very confident in their ability and in their eye for quality. So, yeah, I am quite excited for this aircraft, to be honest. I was going to do an a stream earlier and do a first look kind of overview of the aircraft. But I decided to wait a little bit because it had a lot of issues in the beginning, and I just wanted to wait just a little bit to ensure those issues are ironed out. before we do our review. And by the way, folks, I have a surprise for you at the end of our stream today. So stick around after we land in Las Vegas. There's something I'm going to show you, which I think you're going to like, and it's going to really excite you guys, but then it might also disappoint you. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, it is a beautiful airport. I love the mountains there. Look at the mountain range there. It looks just absolutely gorgeous. This area in Microsoft Flight Sim just looks really, really nice. Here, another look at the external view here for your viewing pleasure. As you can see here, the mountain range in Burbank, California. A beautiful, beautiful area in California. If you're ever in the area, you should visit Burbank. It's very nice. All right. I do like the internal ambient sounds in the cockpit. Let's arm the thrust reversers. We're going to arm those for takeoff. Yeah, this area is definitely a very beautiful area for VFR flying. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The weather conditions were really, really bad this earlier this morning in early morning, like maybe I think around 4 or 5 a.m. California time, so Pacific time. There were thunderstorms and it was raining like crazy. But I'm very glad that everything has subsided for our flight. We are flying real-time, real weather today. Do you not arm the speed brakes for takeoff rejection? The speed brakes is you arm them. They are located here, but I'm not sure. These are the spoilers. Where are the speed brakes? Not sure where they are, quite honestly. Upper, what? Upper here? Not sure. Oh, over the AP. Autopilot is here. Oh, these guys. Well, I don't think they've done anything, but... All right, here we go. This is our turn. Thrust arm over the AP. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not following. All right, here's our turn. And landing lights on. Strobe lights on. Look at this scene, guys. Look at how beautiful this is. Wow. Looks gorgeous. All right, let's line up. All right, we're good to go. Engines are stable. And off we go. .20 knots. Rotate. Positive rate. Gears going up. Whew. Flies like a rocket. All right, let's begin the turn. And retract the flaps. It's too much of a bank there. Tell you, this aircraft flies like a rocket. Okay, I'm going to ease off on the power here a little bit before we blow up the engines. And reduce our rate of climb. All right, we're going to come here to our Garmin device, and we're going to click on Direct Flight Plan, and we're going to select this one here, Activate. There we go. Excellent. And now we can turn on the autopilot. So we're going to come here, turn on the autopilot switch, power tested, engage. And then we're going to go to Alt Select and Nav. And we're going to select speed. There we go. We have icing forming on the windows here, so I'm going to turn on the windshield heat. Just to, and it immediately gets rid of the icing on the aircraft. Look at how beautiful this is, guys. Yeah. What a beautiful sight. Look at that. All right, we're coming up to 10,000 feet, so landing lights can go off. And fasten seatbelt signs can go off too. Excellent. Anything here? We can turn on the cabin air. And this is already set. Okay, pressurization is set. Everything here is good. Everything here is good. Perfect. So we are following the flight plan. Let's zoom out a little bit here so you guys can see. And everything's looking good. Yeah. Here's another look here at the external view. And beautiful Burbank, California. Look at the beautiful mountains here. Wow, this looks really good. Here is the wing view. Look at those wingtips there. They look really, really nice. It's got a very unique look to it, the Learjet. Here's another look here. Absolutely gorgeous. So an early access aircraft is not as per the guidelines that I have established, does not qualify for a review. So I wouldn't be giving you guys a score. I wouldn't be either recommending or not recommending the aircraft. If I will say this, however, I like to support developers and I like to support Flysimware. So I went immediately as soon as I got the email that the aircraft was available as early access. I immediately purchased the aircraft, So early access, not everyone is, is happy with early access. Some people like it, some people don't. So if you are comfortable with early access and you feel like you want to support the developers, then I recommend that you purchase the aircraft, because Flysimware, I'm sure that they, just looking at their Cessna Chancellor and their products for P3D, they're a very good developer. They haven't developed that many aircraft, so their focus is really on quality, not on quantity, which is something I have a lot of appreciation for. But yeah, if you're comfortable with early access, things could break, things could not work, then definitely, go ahead and get the aircraft. And for, if not anything else, you'll be supporting the developer a great deal. If you are, however, not happy with, you want a finished product, then I do not recommend that you get something in early access, because it will, more than likely disappoint you. So just wait until the aircraft is finally released, and then you can make the investment in the aircraft if you feel that it's worth it. And we're going to be doing that, of course, once the aircraft. I will be monitoring the progress of this project, and will continue to create content of the aircraft while it's in early access, similar to what we've done with other aircraft for both X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim. All right, we're looking good here. We continue the climb, and maybe we can. So we have this on ISS. Maybe we can give it just a little bit more power here. And climb a little bit faster. There we go. Much better. As long as we're in the green band, I think we're good. Thrust set simulations. Welcome aboard. Guys, I have a favor to ask you. Please keep the speaking about any sort of religion is not acceptable here on the channel. So please, just out of respect for everyone, I kindly ask you to please refrain from discussing anything related to politics, religion. There's no profanity on the channel, no colorful language. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. All right, we're coming up to the transition altitude in the US of A, which is now, I suppose if you click, it doesn't really do anything. So we're just going to manually set this to 29902. We're 18,000 feet, transition altitude. And here's another look at the external view with this magnificent scene over the state of California. Absolutely gorgeous looking scene here with all these beautiful clouds and the beautiful terrain. I think I missed it earlier, but does this plane have auto throttle? No, it does not. Are you just essentially doing a level change right now? So this aircraft does not have an auto throttle, and what you need to do, so we are in IAS mode and we have an alt select, so it will hold at the selected altitude. I think we can turn these off now. So yeah, that's how you climb and descend. You use the IAS mode. The easiest way is to use the IAS mode and do an alt select. Overall, very nice, very nice depiction of what the aircraft is going to have in the final version. The texturing, by the way, is even in the the seats. I think those can be improved. Overall, yeah, overall not bad, but again, can be improved without a doubt. I wonder what these are. Maybe the lights. You can test these. Can they work? Yeah, overall, I think the aircraft looks pretty good, but definitely needs improvement. The cockpit, the main cockpit here definitely needs work. So just in terms of content, I am going to be showing you a surprise today, right in this stream. But in terms of content, as promised for the channel members, there is going to be a special stream titled "Which Cessna 172 Reigns Supreme in X-Plane 12?" We're going to be taking a look at 3 Cessna 172s in that stream. And eventually it will be, of course, available for everyone, but it will be a special stream for members. I still haven't planned it. It might be on Saturday. I normally stream on Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'm a bit off schedule today because I have the day off from work, so I'm very relaxed today. Hello, Mike Coffee. Welcome aboard. The Flightline Airfoils. The Airfoils Lab Cessna 172 is without a doubt an excellent, in my opinion, by the way, is the most realistic simulation of a Cessna 172 for flight sim, period. It's an excellent rendition of the aircraft, but there are other contenders, and in order for me, see, when I give the title, I will give it based on a lot of other criteria, which normally includes, the documentation, includes the price, what other aircraft are available for, comparable price. So there's a lot. I have actually developed over the years an Excel sheet, and I have all the items that I normally rate, and they have different weights. So sometimes when I say 8.5, I round it up, but actually I have weights assigned to, to these features or the criteria that on which I base my reviews. So yeah. Hello there, Donald. Welcome aboard. Try to find the thrust reverser button in the middle over the caution lights, and please arm for landing between the caution lights. This one here. So this is the strut. They are armed right now, aren't they? So this is off. This is test, and this is armed. Yeah. So I think they are armed as of right now. All right. So we are at 30,000 and 1,000 feet to go. If we look at our Navigraph chart, let me come back here, flights. No, that's not what I want. I want the map. Let me click here. All right, so that's where we are. We are still on the departure on this lap 2. And if we go here, we are going to begin our descent at Meissen. Now you can hear that beep indicating that we're arriving at our cruise altitude, which is 31,000 feet. And you'll see that the alt select cap turns off, and then you see the alt hold is on. So now we're going to hold at 31,000 feet. What I've noticed is that the autopilot operation is actually very good, considering this is early access. The speeds are a bit off. The handling of the aircraft, by the way, hand flying the aircraft is I felt that it was a bit off. It's got that float as well, which is a Microsoft Flight Sim thing. But overall, I think for early access, I think it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, look at that. Very nice aircraft. And one where you can actually see the strobe lights. Most aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim, for some reason, you can't see the strobe lights during daylight. You have to really zoom into the aircraft to be able to see the light. But this one, it shows. And I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can see it here. Look at this, the way the beacon rotates, the beacon light. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that that level of detail is very nice. I like that. Just beautiful. I love flying over California. Always the route from California to Nevada over the desert is just phenomenal. Very, very nice. And it looks really, really good in Microsoft Flight Sim. All good. Okay, thanks, Juliet Whiskey. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for your help. You've been very helpful today. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. If you activate the approach and turn GS on the autopilot, you will have VNAV with the PMS GPS. Oh, really? Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. Does this plane track wear and tear over time? Will you have to change the tires, etc. over time? Well, Andy, the aircraft is still in early access, and I do not have any information as to the roadmap or what features are expected in the aircraft upon its release. From looking over the electronic flight bag, there might be something there. Let me bring it up here again. So I think currently it does not have any tear and wear. So it has some nice features, but not tear and wear at this point in time. Hopefully it will come. It would be nice to have the wear and tear with this aircraft. But overall, I do like it. I do like the concept of the Learjet. And I like Flysimware as a company. I'll tell you guys I do have, when I normally email support, I think some of you guys who've been following the channel for long know this, is when I request support from any developer, I have a different email address, which is not the email address I normally use for communication for the channel, because it's very revealing. It's q8pilot.com. It ends with q8pilot.com. So normally I have a different personal email address that I use for, contacting the developers for support. And that's, by the way, just to disguise who I am. I don't want them to know that this is Q8, because I want to really assess the support and report back to the community. And that is one of the big things that influences my reviews, is how good the support is. If you purchase an add-on, are you really going to get the runaround, or are you going to get proper support? So when I emailed the guys over at Flysimware with something during the early access period of the Cessna Chancellor, they were very helpful, very responsive, very friendly, excellent support by these guys. Really, I vouch for their support. They're a very, very good company, very good developer. So I'm happy to support them. And yeah, if you are comfortable with early access, I would say go for it. If you're not, however, then please wait until the aircraft is in a different state. But right now, yeah, look at that. Just, wow, it's beautiful. Just beautiful. FPS wise, this is pretty much like I would say the FPS is slightly less than the Cessna, the default Cessna 172. So in the Cessna 172 at Burbank Airport, where we departed today, I get about 140, 145 FPS. With this aircraft, I get about 120, 125. So it's reasonable in terms of FPS. Not very resource hungry. Oof, our speed. We're just flying like a rocket there. So let me bring the speed down. Wasn't really paying attention. Talking too much today, aren't I? Can I buy this early access version now? No, yes you can. The link is there. Just type, Nathan, just type !aircraft and you'll get the link. Alternatively, you'll be able to find the link in the stream description. You can just click that. It will take you to the Flysimware store where you can actually purchase the aircraft. That's a good question, Andy. Yeah, I was wondering. Look at this beautiful wing view there. I really like the work they've done there on the external model. They've done a really good job. How can I keep MSFS installed off my C completely? Well, Mark, there are two ways. There are two ways that you can do this. One is you can uninstall Microsoft Flight Sim and reinstall it on whatever you want, on whichever drive you like. Or there is a move feature. If you go to the apps in where you've installed it, there is an option to move the installation to whichever drive you want. If you want my recommendation, if you really need to move the entire sim, let me show you something. So I had to reinstall MSFS recently, and what I've done is I have all of these are SSDs, so I have 4 of them. And on the MSFS, you'll see here that I have the entire game installed on my D drive. All the game, everything, all the files, everything. There's nothing, even, you see, this normally goes to C, so you can see here I have the Microsoft Flight Sim here, the content, and the digital ownership right here. All of this stuff is on my D drive. So the entire Windows app, all of it, program files, anything that is needed by the sim is installed on my D drive. The reason why I do this is for performance purposes. My C drive is the operating system, and there are a lot of things that happen on this drive, even when you're gaming, and I don't want anything to interfere with my sim. So I have X-Plane installed on a separate drive, MSFS on a separate drive. I have C drive, just only the operating system, and then I have the F drive here is for all other applications. So yeah, and that has worked very well. It minimizes the problems and the stuttering and all that stuff. So I highly recommend that you install your entire sim on a completely separate drive. Yeah, SSD is a must in my view for any flight sim, whether it's X-Plane, whether it's MSFS, it's a must. Okay, I think we can add just a little bit of throttle now. There we go. All right. If we look here, we should begin our descent now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to reset the MCP altitude. We're going to go down to, I believe it's 3,700, but there is a restriction at 8,000. So we're going to go to 8,000. There we go. Almost there. Takes a bit to... All right, so that's 8,000 feet. All right, 8,000. And all you need to do now is go to Alt Select, and we're going to remove the hold and go to Speed, IAS, and now I'm going to retard the throttle, and the aircraft will begin the descent shortly in order to maintain the current speed. So IAS mode is hold the speed. I'm telling the autopilot to hold the speed. And so if I reduce power, the aircraft is going to pitch down to maintain the dialed speed, the speed that is selected right now. And as you can see now, we've begun the descent. And if we look here at here, it says the descent. We need to descend at a faster rate, but that's okay. We'll manage that in a little bit. We can reduce the speed further. Let me just reduce throttle here. There's a last resort is to deploy the speed brakes, which will significantly will increase the rate of descent. But for now, We'll keep it at about 2,500 feet. Something like that should be sufficient. There we go. That's 2,000. Keep reducing power. Add-on linker is another another way to do it. There is a tutorial on the channel of add-on linker and how to use it. Very, very useful. Has served me well. All right. So we've begun the descent now towards Las Vegas. Look at those clouds, guys. Wow, this is just really a very, very dramatic scene here in MSFS. One of the things I like about Microsoft Flight Sim is the representation of meteorological data. It's just phenomenal. Very nice indeed. All right, we're doing good. And if we come down here and let's zoom out a little bit. That's primo. What we can do, folks, here is we can go back. We can go to procedure, and we're going to say activate approach. Okay. So now what this is going to do is we'll bypass all of these waypoints, and we're going to go direct to Preno, and from Preno we will make the turn towards the airport for runway 26 left. All right. In the meantime, let's go ahead. We'll let the aircraft descend. All right, that's Preno right there. Okay. So in the meantime, we're going to need to grab the, let's go here to Las Vegas. 26 left Zulu is the one we want. There we go. We have it. This is Preno. And this is 26 left. The ILS frequency is 111.5. So if we come here, we want 111.5 and transfer that. Perfect. And we're going to put it down here also in nav 111.5. 111.5. Right, transfer that. Perfect. And we're good. All right. We are 50 nautical miles, 20 to 8 to 10. We need to increase our rate of descent. So let me ease off on the throttles here a little more. We could just retard the power completely, but we definitely need to increase our rate of descent. We're going through thick layers of clouds. Let's turn on the windshield heat. And we continue the descent. You're most welcome, Leonardo. No worries, my friend. I've turned my flight sim on separate drives when they were platter drives, but with my M2 SSD, I see no difference running MSFS on the C drive. Huh. That might be the case. Yeah, that might be the case. You may have just very stable performance on the C drive. I just like to keep everything separate, especially the simulators. So X-Plane sits on a separate drive completely, and my MSFS sits on a completely separate drive. It is a wonderful aircraft. All right, so let's set the altimeter. 3003 is set. We continue our descent through 18,000 feet for 8,000. So 72 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, 37. Yeah, we're just about right in terms of the distance and the rate of descent. We're definitely going through a very thick layer of cloud now, which prevents visibility. All right, we are at 16,000, aren't we? Let's go to weather. And let's put 16,000. 14,000. Oof, look at that. It's going to be a cloudy approach into Vegas. All right, so at 3,800, so 6,000, 2,000. All right, so good. So once we clear this cloud, we should have better visibility. Ah, it is raining. It's a shame that we can't see, because the arrival into Las Vegas is very, very beautiful with all the mountains. The mountain range is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's definitely raining. All right, 13,000. We'll level off at 8, depending on where we are. We are still about 32 nautical miles from the transition into the into final. So we'll just let the aircraft. We are at 250 knots, so nothing to worry about. I run X-Plane on my D drive just for the organizational reasons. What is the ICO of the aircraft? I don't know, but I did download the SimBrief profile for it. I think it's available on the Flysimware Discord. Alright, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Let's turn on our landing lights. And fasten seatbelt, non-smoking signs are on. And by the way, you can actually see the passengers now. There we go. They're sitting there, enjoying in the back. I mean, it's okay. I really don't care much for, seeing actual passengers or even pilot and co-pilot. All right, we're doing good here. And there's, we're going to arrive at 8,000 feet in just a second here. And we're going to also start reducing our speed. All right, 1,000 feet to go. All right, approach. What was the approach course? Approach course is 259. Alright, so now we're going to start reducing the speed a bit. We'll go to about 200 knots. Yeah, 200 knots is fine. We still can't see a thing. You can see alt hold is engaged. Right, we're going to start giving it a little power here. It's a real shame that we can't really see the beautiful terrain here. Maybe we can change the weather. Do you guys want me to change the weather so we can see what's going on? Hey there, Tough Brick. How are you doing, my friend? If you guys want me to change the weather so we can see, the terrain and the approach, I'm more than happy to do that. If you want me to keep it that way, that's okay as well. Right, we're going to give it some power here. That would be nice. It's a beautiful approach most days. No, keep it real. Keep. I like the MC myself. Keep it. All right, I'll keep it, guys. Keep the weather as is. Love the challenge. All right, guys, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. All right. Now, as we start making the turn here, this is primo, and we're going to start making the turn towards Las Vegas. So McCarran is, or Harry Reid now, is right there. Yeah, you can tell I'm pretty old school. Yeah, I still remember McCarran. Right. So here we're actually pretty close now. So here's what I'll do. I am going to reset the MCP altitude, or reset our altitude to 3,700 feet. All right, so that's 3,700. And we're going to begin the descent once more. So we're going to go Alt Select, and we're going to select the speed, the current speed that we have, and we're going to retard the throttle again. And the aircraft should begin to descend once more. Right, I'm going to change our heading as well. Right, there we go. About 9 nautical miles before we make the turn. We should have cleared some altitude. We'll change the weather once we land, because I do want to show you. Maybe I'll go to another airport to show you guys what I want to show you. But yeah, definitely, I'm sure that you guys are going to get really excited and then not so excited. All right, there we go. Everything here is looking good. Another thing is I couldn't find anywhere to calculate the performance speeds. I think they are calculated automatically. Because I can see those little things here, but I'm not sure how to calculate the V1, V2, and V-rotate for the aircraft. All right, we have now begun the turn. As you can see, we are turning towards Las Vegas. And we can come here and select V-lock, and we can go to heading mode. Arm. All right, let's see what that does. The thing is, I can't see anything. Looks like we've captured, I can see the glide slope here. And we're almost at the... Yeah, I'm not sure what the aircraft is doing now, to be honest. Are we going to crash into the mountains? Hopefully not. Right, let me let me switch to heading mode. We're completely off there. We go to back. All right. right, we've lowered the landing gear. And heading is on. I don't know, 259. All right. All right, let's deploy flaps. Give it more power. And the runway is right ahead. That's going to be very tough. I think we've captured the localizer now. Glide slope is there we go. Looks like it disconnected. All right, we are now. I cannot see the runway, but we seem to be on the glide slope and the localizer now. So I'm just going to keep the speed and deploy flaps. A little bit more power to maintain the speed. Wow, look at this, guys. Make sure our speed is good. We can see the glide slope needle now started to move. And we're going to go flaps full. I still can't see a thing, but we're getting closer to the airport. Glide slope is good, localizer is good, and our speed is good. It does not have an auto throttle, no. Recording, oof. Thanks, Stan. Oof, what did I do? Guys, here, let's experimental, replay, apply and save, go back, resume. Thank you, Stan, appreciate it. All right, record. I still can't see anything, to be honest. Hopefully we'll eventually be able to see, okay, I can see some lights. All right, here's the runway lights, finally. Let me disconnect the autopilot. All right, autopilot disengaged, my aircraft. Bit too low. Look at the city of Las Vegas to our right. Lots of wind. Oof. It feels the aircraft seems very light, so. very, very touchy, very sensitive on the controls. Ladies and gents, nice, welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. Reverse. Manual braking. And we need the steering. We made it back. We made it to Las Vegas in one piece, guys, huh? Yeah. I'm trying to look over at my tablet here. Yeah, considering the circumstances, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you very much, Stan. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And we can see the Las Vegas Strip here ahead. Very, very nice airport by Fly Tampa. This is Fly Tampa, Las Vegas. It has recently, by the way, been updated. So if you like to fly this part of the world, I highly, highly recommend Las Vegas, Nevada, Las Vegas Airport by Fly Tampa. All right, let's remove the yoke here. Taxi. And let's go over here. And what do we want to do here? We want to turn off the strobe lights. And just we'll continue to the terminal. What a beautiful sight of Las Vegas. You can see here the Luxor Hotel, one of the oldest in Las Vegas. And I think this is the MGM Grand ahead of us. We're coming, Las Vegas, June 2024 for FS Expo 24. Yeah. Really looking forward to it. Hello, James. Welcome aboard, my friend. I noticed that on landing that the glide slope indicator showed that there was very high, but Pappy showed that. Yeah, I think there's a problem with the scenery, I suppose. So we can turn off windshield heat. And we can just come here to any of the available spots and bring the aircraft to a complete stop. It was a really lovely flight. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. It was definitely lots and lots of fun to fly this aircraft, and the route was pretty nice. I would have rather, weather, like a much better weather than this, but nonetheless, that's what you guys want. I know you guys, by the way, you like challenging weather, and you like it when it's difficult and put me under pressure, but that's okay. Yeah, sometimes I remember in the early days when I started streaming, when the weather was bad, I would actually sweat. You get used to it after a while. All right, we can bring the aircraft to a stop here. That's okay. Very, very nice aircraft. Early access by Flysimware. And again, if you are comfortable with early access, folks, I highly recommend that you support Flysimware on this new development. If you are, however, not comfortable then I would say just wait, because the aircraft still needs work in terms of the systems, in terms of the sounds, in terms of the texturing features. All of that still requires work from Flysimware. So, but here's again a look at the aircraft. Look at those flaps. Again, you can hear the flaps, very nice sounds. And we can finally, by the way, we never turned this on. Not sure what this is. Jet test. Strange. Okay. So, to turn off the engines, I'm not sure how to turn off the engines. How do we turn off the engines? I know that you only barely nearly hit some mountains. Yeah, I did. No really asked for me, wait for others to fix it. How did you get the FPM pop-up? That would be click on the left side of the throttles. Alright, left side. This one here. Ah, there we go. Thank you very much, Donald. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, we can turn those off. All right. Back to the cold and dark state. And all is done. Yeah, excellent. By the way, we can take a look at the replay. I shut down the aircrafts. Oh, what happened to our replay? Didn't I hit the record button? Oh, darn it. Looks like I did not. Oh, come on. Okay, well, guys, this is the Flysimware Learjet 35A. And again, if you like, this is, again, I cannot rate it, I cannot recommend it because it's not finished. But what I can recommend for those of you who like, who are okay with early access, is to support Flysimware, because they have some excellent work that speaks for them. So I'm very sure that this is not going to be an abandoned project by any stretch of the imagination. This is a project that the guys over at Flysimware are definitely committed to, and they will continue to improve it until it's it's released finally as a public version. So if you like, again, if you like, you're happy with early access, I recommend that you support Flysimware. If you, however, you're not, and you don't want to deal with issues and problems and things crashing, then I recommend that you do not. Okay, so there's another thing I want to show you guys, but in order to kind of up the excitement level, I'm going to just exit the sim. Not exit the sim, but I'm going to exit. I'm going to be right back, but I'll come back with something that hopefully will, bring a smile to your face. Hopefully. All right, give me just a sec, guys. Let's go to the live scene. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a A380 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. What do you think of that? We're setting the flaps here for departure. What do you guys think? Yeah. Now, yeah, look at that, guys. Wow, very majestic. I mean, I love the way it looks. All right, let's try to take off with this thing. Right, let's go. Whoa, look at that. All right. So all right. So yeah, that's the thing. After all this excitement, and this aircraft is only good for taking pictures because the interior is no other than the A320 default Sobo Airbus. And that is the disappointing part. So yeah, it came out. It's available on the flightsim.to website. You can get it there if you like. But I mean, I just wanted to show you because it shows the guy who's done it has done it based on a port from FSX. And it goes to show how much we are awaiting the A380 by fly-by-wire. But from a looks, I mean, it looks really, really nice. The exterior looks very nice. If you intend to make like videos, like screenshots and things like that, then yeah, definitely. The sounds are not bad either. Yeah. All right, let's wait. Let's wait. So that's it, guys, for this stream. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you've liked the little surprise. I know that you get excited first, and I told you you're gonna get excited, and then you're just gonna completely lose interest. But yeah, you can if you like to make videos or take photos, then this aircraft is good. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. Hey, Carl, haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing, my friend? Well, guys, this is it. I hope that you've enjoyed the stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. And I will see you guys all very soon, perhaps Friday or Saturday. If not Friday, definitely on Saturday, I'll come and see you guys again, and we'll have some fun together. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, and good night.